Bless up, family. This is Nattali Rize, and I'm here at Reggae on the River in Piercy, California, with Music Coast.
And your music blends with influences from Australia, Jamaica, and beyond. How do these diverse cultural experiences shape your music and message?
You know, when you move through different countries and when you travel, you're able to just touch in with people and cultures, and no matter what you do, whether you're a musician, whether you're a dancer, whether you're a teacher or a doctor, you will be inspired by your surroundings, like no matter what it is you do. And so for me, with music as the core of my creative expression, definitely all of the experiences and all the environments really have helped shape and continue to, because music evolves, and my music is not the same as it was 10 years ago, and it probably won't be the same in 10 years from now. So as we grow in ourselves and as we have more experience in the world, that comes through. And for me, that has been spending a lot of time in Jamaica, spending a lot of time on tour, spending a lot of time in Australia, and those different influences can be seen throughout my recorded works.
And you are known for your social activism. How do you balance your roles as a musician and an activist, and how do you integrate your activism into your music so well?
I always wonder where people read this stuff from, because I know you must have seen that online somewhere. It's like some people just make stuff up, they make shit up, and they put it online, and it's not true. I mean, that one in particular is not super far from the truth, but it's not like I was an activist and then I became a musician. It was like my music is my resistance. My music came first, and when I started playing music, I started writing songs. When I started writing songs, they were songs of freedom. That's what naturally came. And so it's not so much of a working and balancing them, it's that that's what it is.
And well, yeah.
Sorry to go.
No, I agree. I agree with you totally. And, music is in itself activism. You
Right?
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always good to clarify those things, especially
Definitely.
when things like that are going online. I love that.
Respect.
And you've mentioned the importance of female representation in reggae. How do you see the role of women evolving in the reggae scene, and what changes would you like to see?
I see the role of women as so important. Like, it's not right to have events in any genre that don't represent the other half of the population of the planet. And we don't necessarily face what people before us, generations, have faced, but it's still not easy or not really common for female artists to be given the same opportunity as the male artists, and unfortunately that's just the way it is. It hasn't really bothered me until I start seeing it happen to other female artists, and I'm like, why is that female artist not billed where she should be billed? Even just like being listed on an event where they should be listed, playing on a time where they should play. And it just, to me, it's still part of the works that we have to do. Aside from that, it's so important for little girls and little boys to see females on stage in a lead role. It just is. If a little girl comes to my shows and they see a woman leading a reggae band, that shows them that it's possible, and that they can see that and absorb that and carry that. You never know, these things inspire us for a lifetime from when we're kids. So that is it's part of community work.
And as someone who has relocated from Australia to Jamaica, how do you approach the preservation and promotion of reggae's culture and heritage in your work?
The preservation and
promotion of reggae's culture and heritage.
Well, I think just from the fact of being in Jamaica and making that move, not being from there, but being called to be there and live with the musicians and create music on the island for the world, and that is my way of honoring and giving my respect, because reggae music touched me from the other side of the planet, and so that is my way of giving my respect and acknowledgement to the beautiful island of Jamaica for giving us all reggae music. And for me, I'm really drawn to that, to Jamaica, to Jamaican reggae. I just am. I grew up listening to it, and so for me, going to Jamaica was a really important part of my development as a musician, and as not just as a musician, as a woman, as a human, as a person. And I'm forever grateful for that. And I'm so grateful I have some of the best Jamaican musicians on the road with me, Miss Bash, Sparrow, Duke, and our brother Yusaku from Japan. So it's a global family vibe, and we all love and respect reggae and where it's come from and where it's going. And as I said on stage, we're just humbled to be a continuation of the mission, and that's our intention, is to just be a continuation of conscious music, and music that people can feel like they're not alone, and feel in their awakening they're supported by the sounds of others.
And you've performed in major festivals around the world. What are some of the most memorable moments from your tours, and how do different audiences influence your performances?
Well, I guess when an audience is like really, really hyped, you can get really, really hyped. But audiences, you'd be surprised, but very similar around the world. People are similar. As much as we're told we're different because we come from different places, we're not. When it comes to music, we feel it the same way. We feel it, we hear it the same way, we feel it the same way, especially when you talk about reggae music. And those are the main events that I'm a part of, So I can't really speak fully on others, but you can know for sure that people are similar, and the energy at places like this is spectacular. People are coming to Reggae on the River to support reggae music. Really, truly, there's a really great international lineup here. It's not just about America, it's about the world of reggae, and I really respect that. And it's the same in other parts of the world. When we play in Europe, there's just like people who just genuinely love music and the positivity. People are drawn to the positivity, just like us. So, yeah.
Okay, that's a great answer. And can you describe your songwriting and recording process? How do you capture the essence of your messages and translate that into your music?
For me, every song is somewhat different. I started working with producers a lot more when I moved to Jamaica. Actually, I moved there to work with Notice Heavyweight Rockers, and that was an opening up of the process for me. I used to write everything myself, or with one other collaborator, everything, and with my Australian group actually. But moving overseas and opening that space was actually a moment for me, and since then I haven't turned back. So every song is kind of different depending on how it comes about. For example, I might write a melody like Liberate. I was singing that first, then I found the chords, then I found the instrumentation, and then we went into the studio and recorded it and worked with some other producers as well. And then other songs, like one called Freedom, just came to me like in one hit on the guitar. So I write a lot on guitar, but sometimes I will write just someone will give me a rhythm. So, whichever way creativity hits people, you have to catch it and, work with it, go with the flow.
And your music has evolved significantly from your early days with Blue King Brown to your current solo work. How do you view this evolution, and what have been some of the big key milestones?
I'd say that we pretty much covered that with, the move to Jamaica was a big one. Obviously taking on that more of a Jamaican reggae sound, working with Jamaican musicians and producers, as opposed to coming from Australia, working with those musicians and producing ourselves. And both very, very, very great creative moments in my life, and neither one necessarily better than the other. But as I said, the more you move around, you're influenced by your environment, and it's not influence, you get inspired, and that carries. And then you start to, like, for me, Africa, I want to go to Africa, and and other parts of the world, South America. Hello, like I need to get down there. I need to get there, and I can't wait to experience what sort of inspiration will come from being around that, all of that amazing music too. I love Afrobeat. I love like even Cuban music. I love it. I love it. Drumming music. I love it. I'm a percussionist as well, so I'm here for it.
And what advice would you give to a young female artist coming from another country that's similar to Australia that doesn't have such a huge reggae scene? What advice would you give that young musician?
Yeah, I would say, find out what you're inspired by, who you want to work with, and go about making that happen. Just step by step, day by day. You have to vision it. You have to have the vision in order to make the step towards, in order to manifest it. So have the vision, and go with the flow, because opportunities, as you build your vision, as you start manifesting, opportunities will present themselves, and you've got to follow your intuition in order to know which ones to move with and take. And it might be a big move, or it might be little things, So I would say just knuckle down and get prepared to work hard. It's hard work. There's no two ways around it. Very hard work. What we do is in touring and traveling around the world. It sounds glamorous, but we're tired. No, we love it. We love it. But you have to be prepared to work hard and stay focused. Make the vision strong. Get the manifestation on point, and it will come when you're ready. When you're ready, it will come. It's like everything is as a potential, and it's just waiting for you to raise your vibration and frequency to match what you're trying to get into your life, and the more we start to learn and understand that, the more we start to realize how connected that is in our daily lives, to our daily being, our daily expressions, our daily interactions, our daily food, what kind of water we're drinking, how we are interacting with the communities around us, and how we hold ourselves and carry ourselves in the world. So you can go very deep here, but it's all connected. It's all connected.
Any final thoughts?
I think we're good.
I think we covered a lot. Thank you
Respect.
so much for giving me this time,
You're
Nattali.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.